Hey folks, Kozzi here, drafting for Pick 1 Pack 1 and continuing on with this sweet Feln Infiltrate deck. The only thing I'm a little worried about with this deck is whether I should be having that second Haunting Scream at the cost of the Wisdom of the Elders. Having dwelt on it, I temporarily forgot the fact that the creatures get sacrificed at the end of turn, which, even though I have a Dark Return, is still a drawback. It makes it a temporary use, and I think I'd rather just get my card advantage on and guarantee that I draw into this as well as others. I don't really think I ever want to have two of these in my hand because it's just too much card disadvantage. So, small adjustment, and I look forward to getting into the rest of these matches because so far this deck's been impressing me. I've been quite enjoying it. Of course, we all know exactly what's going to happen now that I've said that, and I'm going to be starting the next video series starting at 3-3 rather than 3-0. But, you know, it's the truth. I've been liking the deck, I've been enjoying it. There's no point in me disregarding that fact. This is the first time I've come on since they've changed around or done the latest patch update, so things are slightly different here. So if anything weird comes up, I'll let you know as we go. Already I note that the visual display is a little different. We've got the time up, which is always useful. I don't seem to think that those pieces of information are quite as high up with my name in the cards. We're unfortunately not getting the colours that we need. We're desperately in need of shadow here, but we've got a little bit of time. And there's no point in messing around with the wisdom. I've got nothing to gain from representing removal, as he has no creatures for me to worry about removing. Although the fact that he's playing Stone Scar really makes me want to get a hurry on with this. Okay, so we're in business. What do we want to do now that we're in business? We can turn his guy into a 2-2, which offers a trade unless he happens to get his third Shadow Pip. We could polymorph it, but I don't really want to do it. It's the only piece of removal I have in my whole deck. Otherwise, we could just develop out and use our power as efficiently as possible and wait and see. And I think that's the direction I want to head in. Especially knowing that I've got the sidearm to help out one of these creatures if need be. I could represent a double block if I have to. Yeah, we are not interested in a no-in block. And it may well be that we think about polymorphing sooner rather than we would have liked to. So, I could levitate this, attack in. It gets quick draw as well as deadly. We take 7 whilst I play the Serpent Trainer. I could levitate in, attack, play the Amethyst Acolyte, which is a little bit power inefficient, but it drops this to a 2-2 and it leaves up my removal. I think that's the most likely outcome that I want to do. Or I could just use my Amethyst Acolyte now, turn it into a 2-2, attack, give it the option of blocking. But if they have a torch or something, I could get in trouble. Okay, let's play it the safer way. So they have a stop, which is either going to be a torch or an aggressive combat trick. And I'm now thinking I wouldn't mind just stunning this Champion of Chaos for a little bit. Give myself some breathing space. I have a deadly creature of my own down. And we can offer the trade here. If what they have is the quick draw combat trick, then I'm going to lose a creature to it regardless of what I do. Okay, so that's a little painful. And it looks like my computer's just having a little bit of issue with how smoothly it operates. If this keeps up, we might need to break this video series up a little bit. So my options here. He can block the quick draw unit if need be. I don't think my Vulture's going to be doing any blocking. I could turn my guy into a 4-5, but it still doesn't deal with the Champion of Chaos being deadly right now. Unfortunately, I have 5 power, but everything costs 6. Well, everything's 3, so it adds up to 6. And I do need to be conservative with my life total and try and keep people back. I think what I want to do is attack in with this Vulture. We'll use the Acolyte. Let's turn this into a 2-2 so this represents a profitable block on both of them and we can slow them down just a little bit. At least until we find something better. Unfortunately, missing our colours early on has cost us. Okay, that's a problem. Yeah, so we trade out. He gets the extra damage in from the madness. And then we're working out how to best represent blocks. I really wanted to draw power there, that would have helped me out a lot. Instead, I think we just need to turn this into a 1-1, and then at least this can block and hold people back. I need to work out if I want to attack here. This can block the 1-1 and die. It can't block either of these quick draw strangers. But I could be in trouble if he draws a piece of removal or something and wants a chump, so I think I need to stay back right now. This isn't looking super good. We really need to get at least one more turn of him doing nothing that affects the table too much. Alright, so that's painful, but not the end of the world. In a sense, I'm kind of glad that they didn't attack in, and then I miss out on my opportunity to do the extra 1 point of damage here. It looks like they have the combat trick anyway, and if that's the case, we were pretty much dead before we did anything else. Okay, so we are dead before we did anything else. So yeah, we got hurt by not getting the right power there. We had these cards languishing in our hands. We could have played a 2-drop into 3-drop and would have been in quite a comfortable situation, but instead we had to wait until turn 3 to play the Wisdom of the Elders and do anything. So I think we can chalk that one down to a bit of power screw, which is a shame, but it happens. Very much part of the draft experience. And so we also chalk up our first loss. It's not lost on me. The first time that we can't go 2-drop into 3-drop is when we have to play from behind and get into real trouble. They also had a really nice draw, in fairness. A really nice draw. The combat tricks were there when they needed them. But yeah, such is the way of things. As an aside, I'm hoping to get the next series of the Draft 102 videos up. I know that they've been well received, and I look forward to churning out more of them for you. The catch is that tomorrow, where I live, is our national holiday, which I know probably narrows it down to 2 places in the world, because they share the same day. But we'll see how we go for time. Okay, so this has me nervous. I want to get my power on again. We've already been burnt once, and this is okay. If we can get a 3-drop, will it be even better, because this isn't the best 2-drop as far as aggression and laying down the law, but it'll do. We have the factions required to be able to cast Wisdom of the Elders if we draw it. And we still have played a 2-drop, so it's not the end of the world. So we're up against another Stone Scar deck, which will be fine if I can find my power off this Wisdom. Okay, so we're still looking good. Next turn we can play the Serpent Trainer. They are unable to get any value out of that, so that makes me happy. And we'll keep attacking in. I'm not interested in a chump block right now. Not interested at all. And if they don't play a flyer, that gives us the opportunity to attack in and still have a 2-2 blocker back. Aggressive. So what do I want to do? I could Haunting Scream my Serpent Trainer. It'll bring it back. It'll attack in, do 2 damage, give me a 2-2. It then goes back having charge and flying. So that if I'm to Dark Return, next turn I can cast it again, getting another 2-2. Alternatively, I could transform this into a frog, making it a 3-1, but that's not super efficient. Or I could just play my Serpent Trainer. And next turn, if I draw my 5th power, I can do the Scream as well. Yeah, I think we'll do that. It's currently only 5, which isn't great, but they've already used 1 piece of premium removal on them. We're going to be unfortunate if they have a couple in their hand. Okay, that is very nicely aggressive for you. Haunting Scream, come in, it leaves a 2-2 so I can represent a double block. Bring it back to hand. Next turn I've either got that as a 4-play. Still not very efficient. But yeah, I think it's what we have. I need to wait for him to die before I can bring him back with Dark Return. I don't think... I'm under the pump too much to mess around, so I think we need to bring back this one. All that really matters right now is killing this Thorn Beast. That's the biggest priority. If they have a trick, I'm dead anyway. Otherwise, we've had an almost 2-for-2 trade. So that's good news that they've run out of things to do. I can either play Wisdom or drop my Serpent Trainer. I think I want to drop the Serpent Trainer and try and apply some pressure. They have either a trick or removal. Yuck. So I need to work out if I'm willing to take 6 and go to 5. It's scary considering I've seen them have burn. But I think... Can I just afford just to let this die? If they have the quick draw, this was what the stop was on most likely. If they have the quick draw spell, I go to 1. I think I still have a little bit of breathing room considering when this attacks it leaves a 2-2. So we'll attack in first. And because I have a creature on board, I want to represent that I have a trick by having something that will create a stop. It will just give them a moment to pause. So they're going to be getting back the Thorn Beast, the Katana. There was another weapon, wasn't there? Oh, that was my previous match. Okay, so that's not the worst value in the world for me to lose. They'll have a 5-5. It's a 5-5 that I can freeze or block with my 6-4. This is one of the unfortunate things of the polymorph leaving a body behind. You want to be trading that? I'll happily trade. I'm not quite sure what that was hoping to achieve. Okay, so I got an interesting choice. I'm definitely attacking in, so let's just do that now. There was no stop there. I can either cast both the Puma and the Yeti Snowslinger, or I can cast the Sapphire Dragon on its own. On their turn, they're going to be casting probably something as well as the Thorn Beast to eat the something and become a 5/5. And I can either attack for 9 or attack with 5 and gain some life. Attack for 5 and gain some life because I'll be flash freezing it regardless. I think given that I want to diversify my threats, knowing that I'm going to be flash freezing. Especially as this gives me an opportunity to gain some life as well, which is the thing that I'm scaredest of. I really want to get out of any kind of burn range. If he has a second Obliterate, it's unlikely, but if there is one in the deck, I don't want to die to it. It's as simple as that. And now he can stun his team. And attack with everybody. Okay, so we got there against a scary deck. I was worried that my slightly facetious prophecy was going to come true. Ah, yes, this is the new patch with the promo cards for Virus Journey. I reckon we might do a recording of it, see how we go. I actually need to check out what it actually is before going too deep into it. But yeah, I was nervous that I was going to have my Nostradamus moment that was going to be quite uncomfortable for me. But yeah, we were able to stabilize thanks primarily to that flash freeze. I've got to admit that if there's any card in this deck that's overperformed for me, I think it's been that. I've been really impressed at the circumstances that it's been good and the circumstances that I've still found a use for it. We had that time where even though we froze one creature, just stopping it from attacking for 2 turns was enough to help us out. I think I might have underestimated it traditionally. This is a fine hand. We have power, we have spells. I'll be playing the Amethyst Monument first. We have the double primal for wisdom. Yeah, I'm a happy camper. They have an Echo card. They have 2 Echo cards. So they're likely to be a slightly slower deck, which means I really want to be getting in aggressively with these guys. Trying to get as much value as I can. It could be that they have those Teriarchs that is the 2/1, which means that getting in with this guy will be really good for me. And we'll hold up the Wisdom of the Elders to try and represent something. It's not really a lot that we can represent that will trouble them. And just really hope that we get that next piece of power. Okay, so this is when my snowball is going to be really useful for me. Okay, power. Ooh, that's a little bit ugly. We have a choice. We can either cast Wisdom of the Elders to try and find that piece of power. If we find the power, we probably snowball the creature and attack in for 2. If we whiff on Wisdom of the Elders, am I happy to just trade? I think I am, considering I could Dark Return it the next turn. So yeah, it feels a little bit greedy looking like this, but we're able to get away with it. And given the fact that that snowball is effectively a free card, I'm happy using it for what is effectively a free card. The Crystalline Chalice really makes me want to get my skates on as fast as possible, because if he gets another power, he'll be able to cast his second Teriax Hatchling, and cause real problems for me by making that into a 4-2. 4-2, 4-3. It exhausts it, so I know that whatever I attack in with will still get an attack. So I think what I want to do is drop my Serpent Trainer. If they make that line, it'll be able to attack in, giving me another 2-2. If they don't make the line, I can use the Frostkin to exhaust it anyway. But yeah, I need to start getting very aggressive right now. So I really want to be flooding the board with as many resources as I can. I haven't had anything die yet, which is kind of weird to say that as though it's a shame. But yeah, the clock is on. I can play the Trainer and probably Levitate as a cantrip in the end step. Or I can play the Vulture and a Sidearm. I think I'd rather play the Sidearm in my next turn, assuming I don't draw another power. And I want to keep back the Frostkin because he's going to be holding this back on the assumption that it can block, and I'll be able to stun it and get more damage in and just keep running through with my flyers. Yeah, I do want to see another card. That's more important, especially whilst he has a fat flying blocker. How much do I want a 6 for? Funnily enough, not a huge amount because they trade off. I think what I'd rather do is cast my 3-3, stun this, attack for more damage, and the 2-2 as well. They have a stop, which could well be a lightning strike. I'll hold this one back because I want to be able to offer up a double block. They'll lightning strike here. And the reason why I wanted to be able to block here was because I was knowing that I was going to be playing the Scavenging Vulture. It's possible that the other Echo card was that 5 cost 4/4 that gives a snowball. And so it was a fake card rather than an Echo card. So if I attack here, it's a chump block I get in for 4. If I polymorph, becomes a 3-3 on the ground. I can attack and get in 6, putting him on 5. I think I'd rather Dark Return for if and when this dies. And if I cast this and put the Quick Draw on it, that's a huge attack. So am I willing to attack in just for an extra 4 damage and lose a creature? I think I am. Especially as my opponent very much has an inevitability right now. They have the card draw and the ability to make their stuff bigger. Oh, and that Echo card, by the way, was the Ornamental Daggers. That tempo advantage really hurts. But I think we just play the same game again, knowing that I'm going to have something that's going to be exceptionally difficult for them to take down. If I can get that up to 8, I'll be able to kill all of them in one swoop. So if I stop that from flying, they'll have 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So we want to polymorph this first. That makes me think they have a levitate. I still think I need to anyway. Especially as they'll need a lot of blockers in the air in order to kill that. I can effectively do 4, 4, 1. They got 5 damage back. I can Dark Return. I've killed their whole flying. Once I've killed their flyers, I can fly through as well. Yeah. I'm okay with this. I don't think chump blocking is the right answer there. Now I need to ask myself if I want a Dark Return now or save it for my biggest creature if need be. They're going to be attacking back. I've got blocks. I think we save it. This is a creature that if it dies I'm in trouble. Until then I've got a plan. So they're just digging like crazy. Which is fantastic news for us. And so now if we attack, they need to put 6 power. They need to triple block here in order to not die. They'll still be taking 1 damage, and then I've got extra creatures. But if I take this attack and they have a removal, what kind of removal could they have? They could have a teleport. If they have a teleport, I've then blown up my entire board. If, however, I just attack with the flyers, I'm still effectively chump attacking in. I'm under no pressure. There's no point in taking undue risks, I don't think. Yeah, if they were tapped out, I'd attack with everybody, because then I've got the overlap to kill them. But I didn't want to get blown out there. The question I needed to be asking myself is how do I lose rather than how can I win? And they dug and couldn't find an answer, which is a significant relief for me. And we got ourselves a chest. Ooh. Sweet. That's pretty happy news. Cool, we'll add that to the end to open up. So, the Feln Infiltrate deck. It's going solidly. It's going really solidly. Yeah, cool. What I'm going to do, I'm going to reboot the computer because I have a suspicion that that was pretty laggy. My poor old computer, it's a grandpa. It's having issues. It wants to go to bed because, you know, it's 6 PM and it's past its dinner time. But I'll reboot, I'll set up again, record this last video, and we'll see how we go. I think that sounds like a good plan. Either way, I will see you in a moment. I've been Kozzi drafting for Pick 1 Pack 1. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in just one moment.